How's it going, guys? My name is Zach with the Movie Castle, and today we're going to be taking a look at Army of Darkness Forever, issue number 1. This is put out by Dynamite Comics. Dynamite has done several Army of Darkness comics in the past. This they're putting out to celebrate the 30th anniversary of the movie. Now, if you've never read any of the Army of Darkness comics before, don't worry, you won't need to. This kind of stands on its own, and all you really have to have seen is Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness, and also best to watch the alternate ending if you live in the States. I think in England they showed the other ending, but it does address the alternate ending where Ash takes too many drops and goes 100 years into the future. So it really is good to look at and tie up this alternate ending type deal. And it does also take something else from one of the movies and repurpose that in a creative way that I think really does tie some stuff together and is going to put forth a really interesting story that I hope will be a ton of fun. This is just issue 1, so we're only getting a little bit of the setup for these things. It's really hard to say where the book is going, but it does look like Ash's girlfriend in the past is going to uncover a Deadite plot and have to get in touch with him in the future somehow. It could be really cool. But that being said, a thing with this book, and it's just going to be an issue 1 thing, is there is a lot of pages in here that are repeated from the movies. For example, there's a several page opening recap that really didn't need to be that long, and then it flashes to the scene from the movie toward the end. So a lot of these pages in here are repeats from the movie. They're important to the plot, especially that ending bit, and I don't know how much of that opening recap we really needed, and it's just going to be an issue 1 thing, because this is just for the setup, but at the same time, yeah, I wish we had more new and original pages in here, but hopefully in future issues this won't be a problem. But as it stands, it feels like just a little taste of the waters. I will also say, make sure you read the last page, because you get to a point in here where you think the book's over and you're like, okay, that's interesting, and then you get a couple ads, but there's actually one more page after those ads, and I almost missed it, but I always flip through every single page of the book. Just make sure you get all the way to the end, okay? Anyway, if you guys want to see me talk about this book a little more, I'm going to switch to the close-up camera, show you guys a little bit of the story, a little bit of the art. I won't do any major spoilers, but if you want to dig in a little deeper, let's go ahead and switch to the close-up camera. Alright, here we are inside the castle, taking a closer look at Army of Darkness Forever, issue 1. This is, I believe, the A cover, and a pretty cool cover, close-up of Ash with his chainsaw arm there. Very painterly, mostly lost in darkness, but good amount of red on the saw there. Flip it to the back, it's just an ad for their socials. And cover A 01011, and this is actually one with a ton of variant covers, but then again, some of them are black and white variants, and some are virgin variants, so not necessarily a ton of images, but there is a ton of variants to this cover. Anyway, flip it to the other side, we get the insert page, Ash there, Bad Ash there, written by Tony Fleccs, art by Justin Greenwood. And yeah, I really hope they put a previously on this in the next few issues. But anyway, after that, we get into the story proper. Now, I'm going to be trying to avoid major spoilers, but I want to show you guys some of the story, some of the art, and talk about a few things. But yeah, we open up with a previously on. There's Ash falling through time and reminiscing about the Evil Dead movies, the continuity of Evil Dead 2, because it's just his girlfriend there. And I will say, though, that Ash's face, like, that's a good drawing of his face. that one looks a little weird. You know, Bruce Campbell has a really recognizable face, and you really do gotta get it perfect, and every now and then Ash will have a weird face in this. But it goes through the events of Evil Dead 2 and primarily Army of Darkness, and a lot of this we have seen before, and you really didn't need all this catch-up, and I can only imagine if you hadn't seen the movies, it might seem a little weird, all this story going on, and whatever. We get quite a few pages of catch-up until we reveal that we're following Ash into the alternate ending, or I believe in England this was the main ending, but yeah, he wakes up in England, and everything is destroyed, and we do get the concrete year of 2093, and we get that this is for the 30th anniversary of the movie. Well, after that, we get to the original segment, and we get to see Ash's girlfriend. Because the evil was inside of her at one point, she can sense it better now, and we get these other two. They still have the Necronomicon, but she says, something's happening, I can feel it. They do reference that at this point in time, Ash is sleeping in a cave somewhere, and she goes out on her own to explore, and we get Deadites and evil sorcerers. So yeah, there's still something going on. They even do reference that a lot of the skeleton army did retreat during the battle. So yeah, a lot of them are still alive, and something's brewing in the past. Now, I won't spoil the last section of this book. It does kind of repurpose something from one of the movies. So it is recap. It is stuff that we had seen in the movies before, which when you had such a long recap at the beginning, not really the best thing, but it does end up using this in a new and original way that I did like, that something different was coming out of it. That being said, though, the very last page of this book, you kind of think it's over, and then there's a couple ads. Flip all the way to the back, because that last page has a really important twist, and it's kind of shoved in a bunch of ads, so make sure that you get that last page. Anyway, though, it's a good book. It has really interesting ideas and good potential. Sadly, though, and this is probably just for issue 1, a whole ton of recap, but I am really curious where this is going, and I hope it turns into something really cool, but hard to say at this point. Anyway, to everyone who's watched so far, thank you for watching. To everyone who's liked and subscribed, thank you. You really are helping the channel out. I'll leave a relevant playlist on the bottom. This should be my number ones playlist, where you can see me talk about issue 1s of several other comics. Anyway, have a good day. I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Relevant playlist on the bottom. Have a good day now.